You want bread?
Yes, please.
$3! What? No soup for you.
Welcome to Watch Mojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the TV shows that, since the dawn of the medium, have made us laugh the hardest.
Simpson, Homer Simpson, he's the greatest guy in history.
Number 25, The IT Crowd.
Got a good feeling about you, Jen, and they need a new manager.
Oh, fantastic. So the people I'll be working with, what they like.
Standard nerds!
A smash hit in its own right, this British sitcom has since become notable as a star vehicle for future breakthroughs Chris O'Dowd, Richard Ayoade, and Matt Berry. The IT Crowd tracks the day-to-day operations of the information technology department of mysterious conglomerate Renham Industries. Specifically, standard nerds Roy and Moss, played by O'Dowd and Ayoade respectively.
Did you and her hit it off?
Define hit it off?
Did she continue talking to you once you'd fixed her computer?
No.
In particular, the show focuses on their relationship with their newest coworker Jen, a Luddite who lies her way into becoming their department head. Jen eventually narrows down her role as relationship manager, communicating difficulties between the antisocial computer geeks and the rest of the company. As you might have guessed, conflicts like these generate the show's biggest laughs.
Hello, IT? Have you tried turning it off and on again? Okay, well, the button on the side, is it glowing?
Number 24, Shitz Creek.
My very soul has been kidnapped. There's no ransom. No one's coming to save me.
We've got 15 minutes to collect our personals. Can we pick up the pace?
No, did you put Christy with Robin? They don't like each other.
The little Canadian sitcom that found its way to the Emmy Awards' top prize. Schitt's Creek is just as scrappy and lovable as its daft protagonists. The show focuses on the misadventures of the Rose family, whose considerable wealth disappears in an instant after their business manager squanders their fortune. Forced to start again from scratch, Johnny, Moira, David, and Alexis move to the titular Canadian small town and attempt to make it their own.
David, what are we...
Shut up.
You shut up.
You shut up.
You shut up?
You shut up.
The series' unique blend of abject silliness and heartfelt sentimentality won viewers' hearts. Co-created by father and son duo Eugene and Dan Levy, who also star, Schitt's Creek made history in 2020 by sweeping the Emmys' top 7 categories. Oh, Canada, indeed.
Where's that weird man? Where?
He's in the bathroom. They won't leave.
Well, he's been in there for a very long time. Oh my God.
Number 23, Impractical Jokers.
Wouldn't it be crazy if we solved a crime?
I solve crimes all the time.
What crimes do you solve?
I look out my window with binoculars and I search for minor crimes.
Have you caught any?
I see a couple, but I didn't get out of the house in time to thwart them.
Improv/sketch comedians by trade, the Staten Island comic troupe The Tenderloins came to widespread prominence with this reality/hidden camera prank show. Impractical Jokers takes childhood dares to an entirely new level, reversing the traditional format of such shows by having the joke be on its stars rather than unsuspecting bystanders.
Say Shimon, dab, and fall to the ground.
Yeah, I understand. You know what? I'm gonna put it away.
Shimon! What? That was not a dab. She just walked away.
Spurred on by suggestions from his fellow Jokers, whichever cast member is undertaking a challenge must accordingly make a fool of himself in order to avoid a punishment. Needless to say, the 4 Jokers' suffering is the audience's gain. The troupe's lighthearted twist on the genre has become massively successful, even spawning a feature film adaptation in 2020.
And if you hit this other button, watch this.
Shay, go.
It's a security device. Yeah, no, it's cool.
Number 22, Eastbound and Down.
I mean, my mind's still blown. You got 3 kids. I mean, I remember you having this one. Old Blondie over here.
We got 3.
3 handsome young men. The power's away.
That littlest one's a girl.
You certainly are.
You're friggin' out. This over-the-top HBO sports comedy stars Danny McBride as washed-up MLB player Kenny Powers, who, despite his best years being behind him, hasn't lost an ounce of his youthful confidence, brashness, and bravado, much to the detriment of those around him. Hardly politically correct, Eastbound was and remains beloved by comedy fans for its crude, vulgar, and often mean-spirited sense of humor.
I happen to be training for a triathlon right now, so
Doing a lot of running and cycling, swimming. Well, you know all about that.
No, actually, I don't. I play real sports, not trying to be the best at exercising.
While the show initially promises to be a homecoming story for Powers, it quickly becomes something else entirely with each increasingly hilarious season. Featuring a cavalcade of famous guest stars like Will Ferrell, Craig Robinson, Matthew McConaughey, and more, Eastbound is a bona fide home run.
And Cassie, do not stare at me with those dead eyes, you jerk bitch.
Kenny.
Instantly, I regret saying that. That was a horrible thing to say. It's just, I'm Kenny Powers, and I'm very upset with how I'm acting right now.
Number 21, I Think You Should Leave with Tim Robinson.
Oh, 1:30? But it's lunch. Yeah. I don't know if you're allowed to do that.
Possibly the first great sketch show of the streaming era, I Think You Should Leave combines absurdist internet humor with the wholly unique sensibilities of creators Robinson and Zach Cannon. Robinson, a Saturday Night Live alumnus, uses the show to skewer archaic social conventions, not unlike Larry David and Curb Your Enthusiasm.
I'm glad you're having fun.
It's interesting, the ghosts.
But you're ruining the tour.
It's the adult tour. It's not for kids.
Dude, I work really hard at what I do, and you're totally insulting it.
I just asked if they're ever falling out of the sea.
Grow the hell up!
The Netflix original doesn't claim to tackle any socio-political or even remotely topical subject matter. Instead, it just focuses on how much it can make its audience squirm in their chairs. A modern-day cult classic, I Think You Should Leave has won multiple Emmys, including Outstanding Short-Form Comedy, Drama, or Variety Series in 2023.
I'm so hot. Carmine, relax. Take a deep breath.
I can't!
Buddy.
I can't do this. We did way too much.
You can do this.
I'm telling you I can't. I'm so hot.
Number 20, Party Down.
Mr. Donald, you are efficient.
It seems like you've got your client feedback card already written.
This Starz original might not have made much of a splash on its first go-round, but with time, audiences discovered this sorely underrated sitcom. Future Parks and Rec and Severance star Adam Scott stars as Henry, a struggling actor who maintains a part-time job at the titular catering company.
Well, good thing it's not about walls. That's what Palisades means.
Okay, well, maybe it's not as cool as your script about worms.
Wormholes. Have you ever heard of physics? A tear in the fabric of time.
Each episode takes place at a different event catered by the company, with this particular party down led by the dopey Ron Donald, played to hilariously perfect effect by Ken Marino. Packing in jokes and gags at a mile a minute, Party Down is a communal punch bowl that you won't hesitate to dip your ladle into.
I remember you.
Yeah.
What are you doing working here?
Well, you remember me from anything else?
Number 19, Broad City.
Dear Alana, when you do not do work, I feel disrespected and
I had no idea.
less than.
A loving ode to the unique trials, tribulations, joys, and failures that come with female friendship, Broad City was co-created by its stars, comedians Alana Glazer and Abby Jacobson, as an adaptation of their popular web series of the same name. The show follows Glazer and Jacobson's characters, also named Alana and Abby, as they attempt to make their respective ways in New York City as women in their mid-20s.
My laundry is in the bag. What do you mean stains are on it? What do you mean they're on my underwear? Why would someone say that? Why would they say... It's my laundromat, and then he's upset.
Bolstered by a hilarious supporting cast that includes comedian Hannibal Buress, Broad City's lewd, often surreal sense of humor pushed the boundaries of comedic ridiculousness. However, it always remained anchored in the very real love and kinship between Glazer and Jacobson's characters, permanently cementing its appeal.
Do you want to hear my Drew Barrymore impression?
Yes, Queen. Please, Drew Barrymore.
I love Jimmy Fallon. I have my own makeup line.
Number 18, Nathan for You.
I run a yogurt shop.
I own the pizza place.
Help me, Nathan.
Help me, Nathan.
My name is Nathan Fielder, and I graduated from one of Canada's top business schools with really good grades.
Canadian comedian Nathan Fielder's brainchild is a shockingly audacious, gut-bustingly hilarious experiment in discovering new frontiers of cringe. Starring Fielder as a fictionalized version of himself, Nathan for You often found viewers watching through their fingertips as the comedian/self-proclaimed business consultant pursued a ridiculous scheme, with decidedly mixed results.
My plan? A crazy new flavor that will get people talking. That flavor is poo.
Is that serious?
Yeah.
Noted for its skillful blurring of the lines between fact and fiction, Fielder's show can sometimes feel like an excruciating endurance test in the best way, challenging audiences to determine what's real and what's exaggerated. One thing that's not up for debate? How ridiculously funny Nathan For You is, with Fielder almost always the butt of the joke.
Take your pizza and stick it up your ass. I don't want to see it. I don't want to hear about it.
You don't have to be rude.
Number 17, Veep.
Okay, good.
Oh, and today with the senators, don't forget the smile.
Yeah. No, I mean, is that a poppy seed there in your teeth?
Oh, probably.
Yeah.
Miraculously exempt from the quote-unquote Seinfeld curse that plagued her male co-stars, Julia Louis-Dreyfus delivered her career best work in this biting, laugh-out-loud political satire. As Selena Meyer, the U.S.'s fictional first female vice president, the former Elaine Bennis hilariously deconstructs the phoniness and poorly masked inefficacy of American politics.
Your scarf?
No.
Are you sure? It looks really pretty with
Yeah,
that.
no, I don't want to. And what about Senator Reeves? Is he dead yet?
Not yet. He's mostly intravenous. He has so many tubes in him, he looks like a set of bagpipes.
Veep's particular brand of comedy derives from the petty, insecure Meyer's interactions with her staff, the press, and anyone else with the misfortune of crossing the VP's path. Created by Oscar-nominated Scottish satirist Armando Iannucci, famous for The Thick of It and In the Loop, Veep found its star winning 6 consecutive Emmys for her instantly memorable performance.
Madam Vice President?
Close the door. On your way out, close it quickly. Quick, 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 quick. God almighty. No.
Number 16, 30 Rock.
Hey, Liz, I need to know the name of the date you're bringing to my wedding.
I'm coming alone, Suri, but I would still like 2 meals.
So is it okay if I sit you next to my dad's mistress's cousin?
Whatever makes it easier for you.
Awesome.
After Saturday Night Live launched her career, Tina Fey followed up her stint as Weekend Update host by creating and co-showrunning this showbiz parody. Starring Fey as Liz Lemon, 30 Rock follows its main character as she oversees a familiar sketch show starring her friend Jenna Maroney, Jane Krakowski, and chaotic comedian Tracy Jordan, Tracy Morgan.
Normal. I hate you, Normal, almost as much as I hate Mondays. This is my lasagna. You hear me, Normal? My lasagna!
Okay, let's cut.
Lemon also clashes with network executive Jack Donaghy, a never better Alec Baldwin, with whom she eventually develops a caring mentor-mentee relationship. Critically acclaimed from the get-go, 30 Rock never quite caught on with audiences on a wide scale. But fans fell hard for its razor-sharp writing, iconic performances, and spot-on skewering of the entertainment industry.
So I waved from the helicopter, which it turns out is a big no-no, and the rotor took my right hand clean off. And it turns out the person I was waving to was not my old football coach.
Of course not. You were in Zimbabwe.
Well, it looked just like a black version of him.
Number 15, Mr. Bean. Rowan Atkinson's beloved comic character is a global superstar, funny in any language thanks to his creator's breathtaking knack for ingenious physical comedy. Described by Atkinson as being, quote, a child in a grown man's body, the dopey Bean has charmed audiences for decades while hardly uttering a single word. Influenced by Jacques Tati and Peter Sellers, Bean's total inability to cooperate with the world around him contributed to his singular hilarity. The almost extraterrestrial Bean was even spun off into 2 feature films, both of which were colossal commercial successes. Who needs a first name when you're this funny? Number 14, Frasier.
6 months ago, I was living in Boston. My wife had left me, which was very painful. Then she came back to me, which was excruciating.
Can you think of a more successful spin-off than Frasier? Originally debuting as a supporting character in Cheers, Kelsey Grammer's neurotic psychiatrist took center stage in this smash hit sitcom. Moving Frasier from Boston to Seattle, the events of the show Frasier found its titular character hosting a popular local radio show, all the while juggling the elements of his torrid, chaotic personal life.
I'm getting something on you. You're a florist.
No, I'm a psychiatrist.
Well, it comes and goes.
These include his equally neurotic brother Niles, David Hyde Pierce, and his father Martin, John Mahoney, who moves into Frasier's place in the series pilot. The show's witty humor derives from Frasier and Niles' competitiveness, their clashes with their radically different father, and the fact that, oh yeah, they're therapists who cannot get it together themselves.
Your old man can't be left alone for 10 minutes without falling on his ass, and Frasier got stuck with me. Isn't that right?
No!
Number 13, Family Guy.
But since we're all gonna die, there's one more secret I feel I have to share with you. I did not care for The Godfather.
What?
Did not care for The Godfather.
How can you even say that, Dad?
Didn't like it.
Yeah, maybe you've heard of this one. Family Guy followed in the wake of The Simpsons as elevating what was possible in adult animation, proving itself to be so popular that it dodged the guillotine of cancellation not once, but twice. Seth MacFarlane's magnum opus follows the Griffin family as they navigate everyday life in wild Quahog, Rhode Island. If you've seen Family Guy, you know that's funnier than it sounds.
Peter, brush your teeth.
No, it's stupid.
Well, I guess we're gonna have to do this the hard way.
No!
Open your mouth.
No!
Peter, open your mouth. Show me your teeth. Show me your teeth.
Family Guy packs enough jokes, pop culture references, and visual gags into an episode to make your head spin. And while it's been marked by insensitivity controversies over the course of its run, it has maintained a devoted fan following who won't see it canceled again anytime soon. Number 12, Curb Your Enthusiasm.
What are you waiting for?
I'm waiting for you to offer me condolences for Funkhouse's mother.
Yeah, that's what I'm waiting for from you.
I am so much closer with Marty than
I have
you
known
are.
him so much longer.
However long you've known him is irrelevant in this equation.
When your resume contains the words co-creator of Seinfeld, where is there left to go? As Larry David proved over the course of almost a quarter century and 120 episodes, the answer is straight down. The show that cemented David's reputation as the king of cringe, Curb finds David playing a semi-retired version of himself post-Seinfeld, who just can't keep himself out of trouble.
So mourners exercise. I didn't know that.
I don't know if mourners exercise. It's just good for me.
Interesting. I'm gonna remember that next time I lose a close member of my family.
Seemingly incapable of bowing to social conventions, the fictionalized Larry is an obstinate, curmudgeonly, insufferable jerk. And that's if you ask his friends. Building on the cringe comedy he had mastered on Seinfeld, David is all too happy to be an avatar for all of our collective neuroses and everyday frustrations.
Take the $50.
No, I don't want.
Take the $50.
I'd really rather not. I don't want that 50 from your sweaty,
the $50.
disgusting sock and sneaker.
This is the payoff.
I don't want that 50. Give me a clean 50.
This is the 50.
I'm not touching that 50. I don't want
the 50. That's
No.
what they're not paying you.
Number 11, Friends.
Hey, do you know a 6-letter word for red?
Dark red.
Yeah, I think that's wrong, but there's a connect the dots in here for you later.
6 good-looking singles in their late 20s living in New York City. You'd be forgiven for being skeptical of the show's originality, but Friends took this familiar concept and repackaged it into a comedy phenomenon.
Here we go. Pivot. 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 Pivot.
The antics of Rachel, Monica, Phoebe, Chandler, Ross, and Joey connected with the audience on so many levels, spawning catchphrases, hairstyles, water fountain dances, and we're sure several moves to the Big Apple. At its core, though, it is pure comedy gold, as it highlights the crazy scenarios, sarcasm, inside jokes, thoughtfulness, and at times thoughtlessness, and of course, the genuine love we all experience with those we consider our closest friends.
Oh, Greg, can you believe I found it on the second floor?
Who is it?
NYPD.
Oh my God.
Just a minute, officer.
Number 10, Saturday Night Live.
All right, let's move over to President Trump's lovely wife, Melania. Oh, she ain't here.
It's so strange. I could have sworn she was standing right beside me about 2 years ago.
Take a look at a few of the names on the original cast of SNL. Dan Aykroyd, John Belushi, Chevy Chase, Jane Curtin. These comedy legends started a show that has since included over 140 brilliant cast members. Lorne Michaels' conception of a sketch comedy show that takes itself seriously, SNL has become America's go-to for both silly sketches and politically scorching burns.
Ford was on the campaign trail announcing in Detroit that he has written his own campaign slogan. The slogan, if he's so dumb, how come he's president?
Each generation of cast members continues to redefine the show, keeping it a relevant staple of our television diet. SNL has launched countless careers and spawned so many beloved movies, we're not sure where comedy would be without it.
Think of your fiance. She says good reminder. Hands me her ring. Then we can't find her.
Number 9. Arrested Development.
Yes, this is his family. So why is Michael so happy? Because he's decided to never speak to these people again.
Michael Bluth and his morally corrupt, narcissistic family pushed the boundaries of television from the very first episode. While its original run may have ended too early, we savor every despicable moment they treated us to. The cast is brilliant. From Will Arnett's brutally harsh magician Job, to Portia de Rossi's spoiled judgmental Lindsay, to Jessica Walter's dominating Lucille.
Everything they do is so dramatic and flamboyant, it just makes me want to set myself on fire.
Did we mention the main cast also includes Michael Cera, Tony Hale, Jeffrey Tambor, David Cross, and Jason Bateman? Through never nudes, questionable love affairs, the chicken dance, and so much more, Arrested Development gives us the best moments of the worst people.
What comes before anything? What have we always said is the most important thing?
Breakfast.
Family.
Family, right?
Yeah.
Number 8. South Park.
Dude, we should each buy a weapon, and then we'll be like ninjas. Yeah, we won't have to take crap from anybody. Our parents won't let us have weapons, dude. Who's gonna tell them, dumbass? Yeah, dude, our parents are gonna be at the stupid fair all day long. They'll never know what we bought.
You can hardly imagine the things that can happen in a quiet little redneck podunk white trash mountain town. Thankfully, Trey Parker and Matt Stone can, and they've had audiences begging for more since they first debuted Stan, Kyle, Cartman, and Kenny as paper cutouts.
They're not that cool. Yeah, they're not that cool. These are real, authentic weapons from the Far East. But don't tell anybody we have them. Whoa, where'd you get those? Let me see. We'd love to hang out, guys, but we have important secret work to do.
Originally focusing on the misadventures of these smart-mouthed kids, the show has since reinvented itself to become the most brutal, honest, and downright hilarious political and social satire on television. This town and its vast array of increasingly hysterical characters put America in its place week after week. But really, how can you be offended? It's South Park.
If I win, I won't be able to do what I promised. But every day I keep going up in the polls. Why did the Democrats have to elect such a turd sandwich?
Number 7. Faulty Towers.
There is too much butter on those trays.
No, senor.
What?
Not on those trays. No, sir. Uno, dos, tres.
It's hard to believe this show only ran for 2 seasons over 4 years. That amounts to only 12 episodes. Maybe it's the reruns that have us feeling like the show never left the air. Maybe it's wishful thinking.
Lower. Lower. Up a bit. There.
Thank you, dear. Thank you so much. I don't know where I'd be without you. Land of the living, probably.
Either way, John Cleese's Basil Fawlty, the titular hotel he runs, and the cast of workers he employs are cemented in comedy history thanks to the incredibly funny and outrageous situations they somehow found themselves in. Basil never really succeeds in raising the tone of his hotel, but that's okay because each problem provided audiences with an endless supply of laughs. Sure enough, a stay at Faulty Towers would have us in stitches.
What's happened to the old idea of doing something for your fellow man? Of service? I mean, today, people just expect... Yes, I'm coming, wait a moment.
Number 6. The Office.
What a cute bench.
Thanks, that's my bed. Jen has some space issues, so I curl up on that puppy.
Really? Because it seems pretty narrow.
Michael, Dwight, Jim, Pam. These characters will live in our hearts forever. Ricky Gervais's UK version changed sitcoms through the fake documentary premise, but it's the US version that perfected it.
Please? Kelly's trash-talking me because Daryl's beating you.
What? Seriously? What's she saying?
Your boyfriend is so weak, he needs steroids just to watch baseball. Jim couldn't hit a ping pong ball if it was the size of the moon.
Balancing uproarious situations, an outstanding ensemble cast of characters, and storylines audiences found themselves truly invested in, The Office had us caring about what we were laughing at, whether it was Michael's immature efforts to lead his workers or Jim's torturing of Dwight. Anyone who works in an office will tell you this show hits close to home, as we can find real versions of these characters in pretty much any cubicle.
How long have you known the plaintiff?
I haven't actually seen it, but I have seen the firm, and I am planning on renting the Pelican Brief.
Number 5. It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
I wrote a musical. It's pretty damn good. Okay, I want to put it on.
Right, what's your angle?
I don't know.
Yeah, whose face are we shoving this
You don't
musical
shove a musical in someone's face. What are you talking about?
Right, but who versus? Who are we doing it versus?
Oh, my God.
This pitch-dark cringe sitcom is one of the longest-running live-action sitcoms for a reason. Sunny follows the misguided adventures of Charlie, Dennis, Mac, Dee, and Frank. 5 so-called friends who own and operate the fictional Patty's Pub in South Philly. Often described as, quote, Seinfeld on crack, Sonny takes the show's no hugging, no learning philosophy to whole new heights of cringeworthiness.
You used to play 2 roles? I mean, come on. Well, it's the same person. It's not.
Charlie, who's playing the troll guy?
You're gonna play the troll guy.
I'm the troll guy?
Who else would be the troll?
Oh, I like that.
Its morally bereft starring cast has kept audiences in stitches for 2 decades, practically begging for the gang to descend to even greater depths of hilarious depravity. A perennial fan favorite, Sonny's cult appeal stems from its willingness to go there, for better or worse, as opposed to safe network sitcoms.
Did you bring the toll? Confound your lousy toll, troll. God damn it. Stop laughing at me.
Number 4, Monty Python's Flying Circus.
Is this the right room for an argument?
I've told you once.
No, you haven't.
Yes, I have.
When?
Just now.
No, you didn't.
Yes, I did.
Didn't. I didn't.
I'm telling you I did.
You did not.
We wouldn't be doing our duty if we didn't pay homage to the original sketch comedy masterpiece. Gut-wrenchingly funny, Flying Circus didn't need to attack pop culture to get laughs. Instead, they relied on creativity and silliness to find unique ways to have viewers falling out of their seats.
Grannies are no respecter of race, creed, or sex. Theirs is a harsh, ruthless world. A tough world. A world in which the surgical stocking is king.
With that said, Flying Circus feared no one, and you never knew what to expect from their show. Except hilarity, of course. There are so many brilliant sketches, we can't vouch for just one. Do yourself a favor. Sit down, pull up Python, and prepare to laugh.
Nobody expects the Spanish Inquisition. Our chief weapon is surprise. Surprise and fear. Fear and surprise. Our 2 weapons are fear and surprise. And ruthless efficiency are 3 weapons.
Number 3, I Love Lucy.
Boy, you should have seen the hole in this one. It's taken me a half an hour to sew it up. There.
5 Emmy Awards, a Peabody Award, and 4 years as the most watched television show in the United States are all we need as proof. This show was fantastic. I Love Lucy broke barriers, as Lucille Ball paved the way for women in comedy.
Lucy, are you gonna fix my breakfast or not? What do you want me to do, starve to death?
Would you please?
It was also one of the first television shows to depict pregnancy, as well as one of the first to depict a multi-ethnic couple. These feats aside, the show was also flat-out funny. Lucy's daffy personality and the schemes she and husband Ricky found themselves in were outrageous to say the least. If this show is anything, it's timeless, so thank God for syndication.
It's so tasty, too. Just like candy.
Number 2, The Simpsons.
Simpson, Homer Simpson, he's the greatest guy in history.
Homer, Bart, Lisa, Marge, Maggie, and in fact every citizen in the incredibly lovable town of Springfield are by far some of the funniest and most recognizable people ever. Not bad for an animated show. The Simpsons very quickly became a pop culture phenomenon, as audiences connected with each character.
Well, sir, where should we dump this batch? The playground?
No, all those bold children are arousing suspicion. To the park!
Homer and Bart were the initial standouts, but all of Springfield has since found a way into our hearts, as the show uses each character, regardless of significance, to tackle every issue imaginable. And yes, Futurama is bitingly funny too. But let's face it, if it's worth our time, The Simpsons will do it.
Money. I still think we should have spent the money to fix Main Street.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications. Number 1, Seinfeld.
So you're still master of your domain? Yes, I am. Master of my domain. But I will tell you this. I am going over to her apartment and I'm telling her to put those shades down.
The show about nothing ended up meaning everything to television audiences. Jerry, George, Elaine, and Kramer are characters psychologists could study for years, probably in Vienna. Incapable of growth, each represents the inner desires and held-back screams we all feel, but are too nice to voice.
Excuse me, I think you forgot my bread.
Bread, $2 extra.
$2, but
Everyone in front of me got free bread.
You want bread?
Yes, please.
$3! What? No soup for you.
Grounded in reality but bordering on the outrageous, viewers relate to every episode's crazy scenarios. The show launched an insane amount of catchphrases still in use today. Soup Nazi, close talker, yada yada, shrinkage, anti-dentite, double dip, sponge-worthy, master of your domain, serenity now, the list is endless. Television can be thankful this show was real and it was spectacular.
And by the way, they're real and they're spectacular.
Do you agree with our list? What do you think is the funniest TV show of all time? Be sure to let us know in the comments below.
Let's give her a nice round of applause. That was good. That was good. Yeah.
Did you enjoy this video? Check out these other clips from WatchMojo, and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.